Welcome to the Project Parts Center. In this video, we're going to look at the Barb Dado joint in a little more detail. And to do that, we're going to actually assemble an upper cabinet. Now, let me explain a little bit about what is a Barb Dado joint. The Barb Dado joint consists of a mortise slot machined into one part and a matching tenon machined on the edge of the mating part. These two pieces fit together. The unique aspect about it is that a series of barbs are machined into the mortise slot so that when the tenon is inserted, the fibers of the wood actually bend down and hold the pieces together to keep the tenon from being able to slip back out. This means that you're going to be able to assemble the cabinet and hold it together while the glue dries without the need for screws or clamps or anything else. Now, before we start, I'd like to explain a little something about the glue joint. If you were to take two pieces of wood and we were to glue them together end to end as such, it wouldn't take all that much force to pull these apart. This joint is said to be in tension, and the strength, the tensile strength of the glue is the only thing keeping you from being able to slide these things apart. If, however, we were to mate them this way and put glue between them and then try to pull them apart, that joint is in shear, and it is many times stronger than the tension joint. Now, the reason that this is important is that when we put the Barb Dado together, what we'd like to do, and I'm going to refer back to our diagram here, we would like to put adhesive along this edge and this edge so that these two joints are in shear. Now, the natural tendency is going to be to want to put the adhesive in the bottom of the groove. This will run the adhesive across the bottom. It will put the joint in tension. But the other potential problem is that the adhesive may seep up the sides, and if it comes up this side and comes out of here, you're going to have to do some cleanup to get the pieces acceptable. Also, if this is a pre-finished edge, you're not going to get much glue strength between that pre-finished edge and the barb, simply because that edge is so smooth that it's very difficult for the adhesive to stick to it. So the major part of your structure is going to come from this edge. So when you apply the glue, we're going to want to apply it in this direction on this edge, using this edge to guide the bottle. Makes it quite easy to put the glue on. Now let's see this in action. This is a typical cabinet. I like to put cabinets together by putting a side down first. So this is one of the sides. If you examine the mortise slots carefully, what you're going to find is there are little circles, little holes that are machined into these. These are assembly marks, and these will tell me which part goes with which. Now, what I like to do is assemble the side and then the back, and then put the deck, the top and the other internal components on. So we'll start by applying glue to the edge we just talked about. There is a single dot on this edge and a single dot on the mating part, so I know these two parts go together. I'm going to line it up and then just simply drive it together. Now, I'm off a little bit here, and what you'll find on these joints is that once they're assembled, you can move one joint against another to get that straight. Now we'll apply adhesive to these edges. All right, there's 3 marks here and 3 marks on this piece. So we will assume that they fit together. Now, I've driven that down, but I've not tried to completely seat it until we get the next piece on. There's 2 dots here and 2 dots here, so this fits this way. Now at this point, I can seat the back. And that's all nice and tight now. Now I'll put the other side on. Now at that point your cabinet's together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and tighten it up. We can align these fronts where they're very, very accurate, very, very straight. Look for any small cracks, misalignments, and straighten them out. And that's the process. You now have a cabinet, fully assembled, pretty structural already, even before the adhesive dries. Once the adhesive dries, very, very strong, very, very solid. At this point, you could go in, you could assemble the hinges, put the doors on. If you had drawers, you could put the drawers, mount those, set it aside, let it dry, and you've got a completed product.